Welcome to the official Universal Disney Nuts podcast. If you're passionate about Central Florida theme parks like we are, then you've come to the right place. Now on to the show. Here's your host, Bill Balcerski.
Universal Disney Nuts. I am Bill, your host. Welcome back to the Tiki Bar, UDN live from the Tiki Bar, maybe.
Ish.
How's everybody doing? We've got a very special co-host. This is going to be an awesome podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very, very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, number 23 in your programs, number 1 in your hearts, all the way from Long Island, New York. How you doing? Miss Tomik Ferguson Snook.
It's Tomiko.
Tomiko, that's what I said.
You said Tomika.
You did say Tomika.
Did I say Tomika?
You did.
I thought I said Tomiko.
I don't feel so special
I
anymore.
have Tomiko right here. It's Tomiko. Oh
We gotta
my
play
God.
back.
Way
Can we
to
play
go,
back?
Bill.
Way to screw that up, Bill. We are lucky enough to have Tomiko and her husband Andy in the studios. Mr. Andy couldn't be joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I love that you're here. and of course Andy's here too, which is super cool. I know
He's the camera guy tonight.
he is the camera guy tonight and the executive producer apparently.
See, we should have gone live on YouTube.
Right? But I will tell you this. I've had the honor and privilege of serving with your husband overseas, and that's kind of where we knew each other. And when we heard that you guys were moving to Central Florida, we were ecstatic. You know, just to
As you
have
should have been.
nice. Nice.
Duh.
Nice.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You guys haven't been down here long though. Only a couple 6 months, 7 months?
Yep.
Something like that.
Mhm.
How are you liking Central Florida?
I mean, so far I like it. I mean, I haven't really been out and doing too much. I mean, I've been to the parks, but
Yeah,
Other
you kind of
than that,
moved down here like in the middle of the whole COVID thing.
yeah.
so
So there's
Yeah.
not really
Yeah, which is
much to do.
disappointing because if you would have got the full Monty of what the parks had to offer, I think you would probably enjoy it more, right?
more on that subject later.
Yeah, we're gonna get on that subject there soon. Indy couldn't be with us this week. That's fine. You know, we'll bring back Indy next week or next podcast, and Ask Indy will be back then.
Yes.
Until then, it'll just be Ask, which is an inside joke. We're going to get into it. We're going to start off with Disney news. Of course, I've got a lot of Disney news this week, and I'm not really 100% sure why. Universal has kind of been low-key. You know, there's not really much going on with Universal, but in light of all the chaos that's going on in California, Disney has announced that they are starting to move some of their corporate offices from California to Florida, Lake Nona, which is not far from Orlando.
No,
Have you been to Lake Nona?
Isn't that in Orlando?
Yeah, it's like
that's like a
Like a
suburb
outskirts?
of,
of
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
southeast of Orlando. Yeah.
we've been out there a couple times because I do a bike race for diabetes out there.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
right. That was out
beautiful.
there.
Yeah, no, I've never been out there.
It's a
Yeah.
pretty much a brand new area. Like there's tons of buildings, so everything is new and exciting, and
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
new
before.
restaurants, new everything. So
But then now they've also announced it's only going to be a partial move, but by 2022, all Walt Disney Company corporate offices will be in Florida. I'm kind of curious on why that is.
California screwing Disney over big time.
There's a lot of hate and discontent between Disney and
Yeah.
California right now, right? I
Yep,
mean, it's
very much
like
so.
really bad.
Are they like on full lockdown over there or no?
They're
Yeah.
still locked
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. And the parks are closed, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute when we go to annual passes.
I think parts of downtown Disney are still open.
Yeah. And see, the downside to this is Disney has been knocking heads with them to try to get everything back open
Right.
because Disneyland are the only Disney parks out of the whole portfolio around the world that is closed.
Mhm.
Everything else is open. So I don't know. It depends on really where your thoughts are on this whole coronavirus thing and how they handle it. But I got to be honest with you, it's the battle between Disney and the state of California is raging on,
Right.
and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
Anytime soon, no.
So, the hot topic this past 2 weeks has been the annual passes. Speaking of California, let's go there. So, as you know, the hot topic this week was about the annual passes. Disney has announced that they are canceling the annual pass program for California. If we take our emotions out of the situation
That's right.
and we use common sense,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense that
absolutely makes sense.
they did that, right? Because they have no parks open,
Right.
right?
Well,
So,
And they're also trying to avoid what happened with Tokyo Disneyland because they had done the same thing with Tokyo Disneyland. They discontinued the current annual pass program out there, and it was such a cluster.
you know what?
Cluster duck. We'll go there. And, they're also trying to avoid that in California. So it was good timing for them to do it now while it is closed. And
But there's a lot of speculation, and there's a lot of people freaking out about stuff, and there's a lot of people that are seeing what's on social media and misinterpreting the information. So what I wanted to do right now is take 5 seconds to explain exactly what's going on. This is the black and white explanation. The reason why they canceled the annual passes in California was because the parks are closed and they're fighting with the state to get them back open, but they're losing that fight, and they're not going to be open anytime soon. And people who have annual passes to these parks are starting to lose their minds because they're still making payments to their annual passes and they're not getting anything in return. It's a no-win situation for Disney. So they had to do something. So I understand the reason why they canceled the program. They are talking about revamping the program.
which it's needed to be revamped for quite some time. Yeah.
They're very creative, right? So they're going to come up with something. My only concern about it is you have to be fair to the people who are paying the money, right? Because if you look at it, we're paying what? Well,
I don't know.
and I use that term loosely, but we're paying $1,000 annually for a pass, and
Well, after the discounts and everything, it's like $800.
yeah, but
Well, for the platinum pass, anyhow.
the problem is you start looking into value price point kind of thing, right? Are you getting your money's worth? Stuff like that. So what the news people did was they took the old headlines, because as you know, like 8 months ago, Disney announced that they were canceling their annual pass for new people coming into the state.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, you know that. So
Well, no, it wasn't canceled.
They weren't selling new ones,
Right,
correct.
they were not selling any more new passes.
Right. It was postponed.
Right.
You could
Yeah.
still renew if you had your passes. They were just not selling new ones. Correct.
Right, which falls into your wheelhouse because you just got down here, right?
Yeah.
So, but then the topic was, so they announced this like months ago.
Right.
But because Disney canceled the California stuff, now they're trying to regurgitate that into new news. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, now Florida's canceling their new passes. And it's like, whoa, wait a second, time out.
Yeah, that hasn't been sold in a little while yet.
Right. So the whole thing about it is like they
were trying to drag Walt Disney World into it, and Walt Disney
Right.
World didn't need to be dragged into it.
Right. I'm just wondering if what they're doing out there is going to happen out here. Like, are they trying to roll out something completely different? Because I know in the beginning they were like,
Nobody
oh,
knows.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know.
See, and the biggest difference is Disneyland is very reliant on all of the locals.
Right.
They don't get a whole lot of like tourists and everything out in that one. Not like Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is mostly tourist driven, and yeah, you have your locals and
you gotta.
everything,
There's
but
way more to do out here.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot more to do out here, but you got to understand that the annual pass holders, do make a major impact on these parks, regardless of whether it's
I'm
California
not
or
saying
Florida.
that they don't.
I think Disney needs these annual pass holders a little bit more than the annual pass holders need
Well,
Disney.
right now, yes.
Right. But
Especially
so
with so much shut down.
the misconception with what's going on here in Florida is they're trying, just like Tanya said, they're trying to suck us into this whole California thing. Here's the thing with Florida, and this is the black and white explanation. Any new person coming in wanting to buy a new annual pass is not allowed to do so at this time. Anybody who's had a pass and or has a current pass and wants to renew it, they're able to renew it. I just renewed mine in December, right?
Just putting salt in the wound.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Yes, I am.
Aw, sorry, Tomiko.
Okay.
Now here and then you add the component of the people who canceled their passes because of coronavirus. Now they
Yes.
are going to be on a case-by-case basis on whether or not they can renew their passes or not.
Correct. And you have to do that at Disney property, at
I don't know,
guest
I feel like-
services.
I feel like if there's like anything, there should just be something for, if you are a Florida resident, there should be something for Florida residents, especially people that just moved here or what, because we're the people that are going to keep going. I'm
Keep the
spending
parks
my
alive,
money.
right.
Yeah.
I'm buying merchandise. I'm buying food. I'm buying, you know,
And oh, by the way, you've got a huge family that is going to,
right.
you guys are going to spend even more money because you're going to have the kids with you,
Right.
right?
Yeah, I mean, what most dinners when we go there, like they're over close to $300. Like, so why? I don't know. I hate paying full price for it. I really hate paying full price for it, but
They'll get it worked out. It's only a matter of time. You know, you just
if they
got
don't, I'm
And
moving.
you could always go. Yeah, just
outta
what
here.
Andy wants to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, you could always go down to Disney Springs to guest services.
We have.
Oh, have you?
Mhm.
Oh.
That's a big nope.
Oh.
Nobody wants to help me.
So Cali's done. Florida, if you had the pass, you can renew it.
Oh, and
It-
if you had a 2-year-old that turned 3,
3, then you can
During the-
add
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it is.
So
you know,
stand by to stand by, but
Case
don't
by
think for a
case.
second that Florida is going to do the exact same thing as California, because that's not the case.
we don't know.
Yeah.
yeah,
they-
nothing has been said
Now,
from Disney.
with the caveat, they could do something in the future, but as of
Absolutely.
right now,
Correct.
that's not the case, right? All right, we're moving on. So remember that white rhino we talked about?
Yeah.
This was a big deal, right? Because
like
it was-
3 months ago or so.
it was the first white rhino ever to be born at Walt Disney World.
Correct.
So they made a big deal about it, but they never named him. I'm like, so do we have a name, or are we just gonna?
If I'm being completely honest, I didn't even know about
Right.
the rhino. I had no idea.
It was a big deal.
Well, it
You
wasn't
know.
a big deal on like my Facebook feed. I didn't.
We did post it on the UDN
Yeah, I
site.
didn't see anything about it. So news to me. That's awesome.
The
Yeah,
ma-
because there's also been giraffes and a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah, lots of
born,
giraffes.
so what's the rhino's name?
The rhino's name is Ranger,
I like that.
and he was born on October 25th, 2020. And the reason why they called him Ranger is because to honor the wildlife rangers who protected the rhinos around the world.
Aw,
That's sweet.
I like that.
Rhinos are the world's second largest land animal. I'm trying to do this in my TV voice.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Amongst the most endangered animals in the world. We need a voice actor to come in. So, but so Ranger is our new found friend at Walt Disney World.
Yay, can't wait to see them.
I have to keep an eye out for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the goats,
And the wild goats.
the wild goats. That's an interesting. If you do the safari,
I don't. Okay, last time I went to Animal Kingdom was what, December of 2 years ago. So
Okay.
it's been a minute.
oh, try to keep up.
Well, look,
She's
If I had an annual pass, I would.
Andy just mouthed those exact words.
Did he? Well, when you're married for how long have we been married for? 17 years.
He's looking at you like that's an answer you probably should have
Yeah.
known.
No. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How long have we been married?
Going on 8.
Very good. Good job.
We're still young, so I still remember that. Hit me up in another 10 years, and I'll probably
Probably
say
be the
Yeah,
same
but like,
way.
wait a minute. Like I got to do the math.
my answer after 10 years is too long,
No,
right? So, I mean,
Really?
I'm just waiting for the sweet release of death. So,
What we're going with?
yeah.
You're going to get a sweet release of something.
Yeah.
Nothing but love. Nothing but
Flick in the
love.
forehead is what he's going to get.
With
All right. So
Full
we have a
feature.
very special segment right now that we're going to get into.
Yay!
We got a little taste tester going on. Let's take a picture of this and get it on UDN Live,
Okay.
or UDN, I should say. But we had an opportunity to go to Everglazed, the new donut shop that's down by Disney Springs. Now, if you have ever been to Everglazed Donuts and Brew, this is a brand new shop, just opened, and I have to tell you, their donuts are absolutely amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. So what we have done here
look
at Tiki
amazing.
Bar Studios is we have created a couple sample plates. They have a whole laundry list of donuts, but we have selected the peanut butter one, the Fruity Pebbles one, and then the traditional glazed. And what we're going to do right now is hand it out, kind of get your feel on. You guys haven't tried the Everglazed donuts yet, right?
Nope.
Now, the one thing I will tell you is that if you love Voodoo Donuts, this is going to blow you away, because the hit that Voodoo Donuts has taken over the course of the last couple of months. I mean, they're very popular, pink boxes, right?
And we were huge Voodoo Donut fans.
We were very big Voodoo Donut fans.
However,
When we had
Everglazed?
this,
yeah, Everglazed, I'm sorry, hands down, is so much better than Voodoo Donuts.
Well, I will
next
tell you that
level.
Voodoo Donuts, like a couple hours after you get them,
They're done, right?
no, they're gross.
Yeah, they're
Although
very
I will say,
heavy and they tend to be drier.
well, we ended up getting, I don't know what pack it was, but it just had a little bit of everything in it. And there was one in there, it was Tang, and I was like, that's going to be gross, right? It was amazing.
Next
Really?
level, huh?
I would get it again.
What?
Yeah. I mean, all the ones with the cereal on them were kind of gross because they were.
The cereal's
Get
stale,
soggy, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Well, the major hit I think that Voodoo Donuts takes is because, like you said, after a couple of days, they're kind of nasty, right?
Right.
But they're very
Next-
heavy. They're very cakey.
The
you know
next
what I mean?
day they're done.
They like sit in your stomach like a rock. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? These are made differently. Okay, these are glazed donuts with stuff on top.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to try the glazed ones first so you can kind of get a.
So feel free to jump in there. And let me know what you think. And I'm going to read this description while you guys are stuffing your face. On the website, it says, discover handcrafted confectionaries featuring mouth-watering yeast and cake donuts with the assortment of cold brew pick-me-ups and few sweet yet savory sandwiches. Immerse yourself in a complete donut experience. The complete donut experience.
Uh-huh.
As you gaze through the windows of the Everglades working kitchen show and humble,
It's very cool to stand there and watch them making them.
where the humble donut is fried, glazed, and high piled with rainbow toppings.
So, to give
This
you
is
an
my This is my
idea,
happy dance.
I see the happy dance.
give
It's
you an
good.
idea how big these donuts are. Okay,
They're
5 inches around. They're anywhere from like the regular glazed is about 2 inches high. The ones that have the toppings and everything on them are about like 2.5 to 3 inches
I
high.
would say they're about the same height, but all the toppings
Yeah.
would even it out.
And when they put the toppings on, like for the peanut butter one, when we get to that, so it has all these peanut butter chips on top of it, but it also, and which didn't cut very well, it has a whole Reese's peanut butter cup on top of it.
I may not get into that one.
So
have a-
the orange,
So initial thoughts.
Oh, I like it. It's pretty legit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's light.
I would get it again.
It's really good, right? And this is just the glazed, right? So they take the glazed donut and then they start putting stuff on top of it,
Mm.
which is next level.
yeah, my personal favorite was the Oreo cookie one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Wow.
They like dip it in frosting and then they put Oreos on it and they dip it in frosting again and then they throw a bunch of other stuff on there.
And
It
then
was
there's
next
like
level.
a whole Oreo cookie on top of it.
And where in Disney Springs is this?
Now, if you go over by the Orange Garage. It's
Like
right
Coca-Cola,
across
right?
from
Yeah, it's
Splitsville.
between Splitsville and the movie theater where Pop Gallery used to be.
You remember where the old, well, maybe not, but the old Pop Gallery that showed all the paintings and stuff like that, that was kind of off to the side. Like if you come down the Orange Garage and you're heading towards Splitsville, it was that building to the right.
Right.
They gutted it.
So it's like right in between.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
They
that
gutted
little
it and made
alley
it
thing.
into this place.
Okay.
So that was the glazed. Now feel free to try whichever one you want and let me know what you think.
Okay.
That one's the peanut butter, and then that is the Fruity Pebbles.
Okay. So this one I'm not gonna eat because I have
A peanut butter thing? Okay,
Yeah.
don't.
a.
I'm sure somebody else.
What is this?
That is
The Fruity Pebbles.
Okay, I'm not down with the goo in the middle. What is that?
okay. It's just
Like
it's just
frosting?
like frosting.
Yeah,
it's
extra
like
icing.
extra icing. It's sweet though, right?
Uh-huh.
If you're into Fruity
I
Pebbles,
love
Yeah,
Fruity
so they
Pebbles.
have the Fruity Pebbles. They have a Cinnamon Toast Crunch one,
which is my
Bill
favorite.
loves. They have the Oreo. They have a vegan donut, which we're going to have to try. It's purple.
Who's we?
Why wouldn't you
Yes,
try
we
it?
have a mouse in your pocket. And then there's also a Mounds one, which I was really looking forward to because I love the
Mounds?
coconut and,
Mounds.
and all of
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Like
let me.
almond joy,
But
my
there
favorite.
is kind of like a thick like almond paste in there, and I am not really an almond paste kind of fan. So I mean, it was very tasty, but it's not something that I would get and be able to eat like the whole thing. Like I could get one bite and enjoy it, but to eat a whole donut, yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
But
So we tried the Fruity Pebbles. What do you guys think?
it's good.
It's good, right?
It is good.
Yeah.
it does have a raspberry taste.
Little
to it,
little
yeah.
fruity, right?
Mhm.
And then obviously you got your peanut butter one. I'm going to read off all the donuts that they have because Tanya hasn't touched on the amount of donuts. Now, keep in mind, all the donuts are $5.50 each. The cold brews that they have is $6.50.
Did you try the coffee?
We have not yet.
I don't drink coffee, so that's all going to be Bill. But one of they have these two coffee drinks. It's 24 ounces, and there's like a whole lot going on in their coffee, and then it's topped off with one of their donuts on top of the coffee. It's
Yeah,
a whole
It's like a stomach
donut
ache
on
waiting
top
to
of
happen.
it. Yeah.
You guys seen the milkshakes over at Twosomes, right? It's kind of like that.
I've seen the promo.
So they have like a peanut butter chocolate brew, something like that, and then they have the peanut butter and chocolate donut on top of that. Plus they have something else on that. So you're carrying like a 10-foot thing out the door. I don't know, but here's some of the donuts that they have: Nutella,
Oh yeah.
Nutella Bella. It is Nutella creamed filled chocolate iced donut with crushed hazelnuts.
Oh, we're going there tomorrow. Can we go there tonight? What time do they close?
I
10.
I think they're. Yeah, you might still have a chance.
They're open
So-
from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. But the later you go, the less chance that they're going to
Right.
have like all the flavors.
Fine. Maybe this weekend.
And so they make everything on site. So depending on your timing, depends on how warm they are, right? So if they've been sitting for a while, they're
So
gonna-
first thing in the morning is the best time. to go.
probably, yeah. My personal favorite, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's a cinnamon iced donut, crushed cinnamon toast crunch, cream cheese frosting, and dust with cinnamon sugar.
Sounds good.
Shut up and get in my mouth.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Maple double bacon, not so much.
That sounds gross.
Okay. Maple iced donut loaded with crispy bacon. I think that's something that Dave would probably enjoy.
I don't really like bacon, so
Gotcha. Mounds Coconut Dream. It's a chocolate almond iced donut, toasted coconut, chopped mounds, cream cheese frosting, and vanilla drizzle.
that's the one that you said.
Yeah,
here.
it has an almond paste to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like what they whip into the center of it, but
Now we're starting to get into the cold brew. So the cold brews,
yeah, they also have for the donuts a strawberry iced. So it's one of their glazed with a strawberry glaze and then sprinkles.
yeah, and they have a
top
bunch of
of that.
different stuff too. Like they have just a regular glazed donut with sprinkles on it. You know, like your
Do they have
generic.
like a create your own?
No.
Not that we saw, no. But this is
But I
the
bet you
very
can
first
ask.
location.
Bet you can ask.
So
And I wouldn't be
Worth
surprised if they have like secret donuts in the back that you have to ask for. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like
like
one
a
of those.
secret menu?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
kind
gonna
of
try
like
to find
Gideon's
that
house
out.
with the
Oh,
cake
yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, yeah. So some of the cold brews: peppermint mocha, vanilla hazelnut, salted caramel, chocolate, and cinnamon bun.
Hmm.
So
Those are coffees.
coffees, yeah. You could tell she's from Long Island. Those are coffees? Yeah, they're coffees.
Yeah, and they also
Your
have,
accent came out just right.
It's a coffee.
It's a coffee. It's
and
a
they
coffee.
have sandwiches,
You know what I'm
like they
saying?
have some breakfast sandwiches and some like in a burger and stuff like that. And
Yeah, like they had
do
burger
have
on a
some
donut?
beers.
no. They had like
on a sweet
separate
bun.
menu to where you could buy like actual food.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they had a separate menu.
I'm surprised they don't offer a
It's-
burger on a donut.
Well, you can upgrade the sweet bun to the
you gotta pay
donut,
extra.
and it's $1 more
Uh-huh.
to get it on the donut.
And this is on the heels of Disney announcing that they were coming out with a donut grilled cheese. Did you guys see this
No.
at
No.
Epcot? Yeah, they just
What?
dropped that.
Where?
So it's
When?
it's
How
at
can I get it?
Epcot. It's at Epcot. It's one of the kiosks, and it's a full on.
Is it
like-
right now?
I believe it is. It's a full
Google it.
How
on
have I missed that? I've been to Epcot twice. And
donut,
That's what I'm saying.
glazed donut, and it's a grilled cheese sandwich, and they use the donut as the bread.
What?
The strangest combination I've ever seen in my life.
I bet you it's delicious.
I don't.
Interesting.
I don't know if my diabetes would allow me to eat that, but
No,
you
I
get the
don't think-
point.
I'm pretty sure I would have diabetes after I ate that, but man.
Well,
that
I
sounds good.
know they'd have a grilled cheese sandwich at
Woody's.
Everglades.
I'd like to say it's over by Test Track, but I'm not sure.
I don't
Hmm.
know.
Over by the car
Might
wash
have to
looking
check it
thing,
out.
or the
Yeah.
pool washer? Is that what it's called?
Exactly. Is that it? Oh, we just saw a picture, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, that is
Where's
a
it
lot.
at?
That is a lot of cheese. Walt Disney World just keeps upping its game as the go-to big or go-home food destination. From an over-the-top secret menu hot dog with peanut butter and bacon. Have you seen that thing?
No.
Okay, so
No.
at the excuse me, at the hot dog food truck in Disney Springs, it's called the Hot Diggity Dog,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. I
apparently,
know
like you sing the song, and that's how you order it.
What?
Yep. Um,
that.
Andy's just looking at
Interesting.
us strange,
hold on, I'm trying to find.
shaking
where's
his head.
Where's the grilled cheese?
But
Oh,
when you
it's
see
at Everglade.
See,
Is
that's
it?
what I thought.
Yeah.
because they
I thought
do
it was
have,
at Epcot. I'm
No,
sorry.
It is on the menu at Everglades. You can get it on the sweet bun, or you can get it on the donut.
I could have sworn they were doing it at Epcot.
Mm.
My bad.
Wow, this thing is legit. Look at that thing.
Look at the size of that thing.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Look at the actual like.
Yeah.
What cheese is that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
American
Ladies and gentlemen,
probably.
we're gonna
It's
post
bigger
the
than your
picture.
hand, Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna post that picture on UDN so
Yeah.
that everybody can see what this donut grilled cheese sandwich looks like.
Oh, did you change
That is pretty amazing.
Like holy cholesterol.
Yeah.
How did you not see it when you were there? Or it's a secret menu?
It's a secret.
No, that's on the. It's like part of their sandwich menu, but
Mm-hmm.
we weren't there for the sandwiches. We were there for the donuts.
I could have sworn it was in Epcot too. Maybe I'm wrong
I can be
about
there
that.
for the sandwiches.
We might
I'll
have to
let
try
you
the
know.
sandwiches the next time we go.
All right, so that finishes up with me. We're gonna go to Tomiko.
Me.
Notice the O,
Oh yes.
and with Universal News.
What's
you,
going on
thank
at
you.
Universal?
Oh, sound effects.
Thanks. Mardi Gras 21 international flavors of carnival. Right? Did I say that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
February 6th to March 28th, like a mini food and wine, but with beads, Mardi Gras floats throughout the park.
Have you been to Mardi Gras yet for
Never.
Universal?
I have
You are-
not. I kept saying I was going to go last year.
She hasn't either, so
and-
we need to get together and go.
Is it
You
gonna
are
be
missing
like a-
out. No,
No?
no,
Okay.
no. I
I was
wish.
just making sure.
Family
I wish.
friendly.
Yeah, I know, I figured, but
I would
just
be
trust
there.
me, I would have no beads.
I would be out there every single year if that was the case.
Of course you would.
But that's not the case. And so it's a very cool event. Like it's full on Mardi Gras. They have all these really, really elaborate floats.
But I
And-
wonder how they're going to do it this year because they didn't do the Macy's parade thing this year.
Well, they actually did one last year as well. But basically what they did was they limited the capacity and they kept people like as the parade
actually,
comes
I
down.
think I saw a video of it. They were in their own little.
Right,
Yeah.
bubbles and everything else. So they throw out beads left and right. Universal is like the bead buyer next to New Orleans
Mhm.
for when they do this. So they have these elaborate floats that come through with parades, and they just literally throw beads everywhere, like everywhere.
Is that where that bead tree comes from? on the-
Yes,
the back of the
yes.
cars?
And you know it's Mardi Gras time when everything around Universal has got beads hanging
Covered
off
in
of
beads.
Right.
it. You know, the trees, you know, like the buildings,
Everything.
everybody's got beads hanging all over it. So
Have to check it out.
it's definitely worth going, and it's definitely worth checking out. Mardi Gras is amazing. There you go. Somebody throw a bead to
So-
Andy.
What is? Oh my gosh.
Yes, he just. Yes, he just.
So what's the mini food and wine type of this? That
Well, it's kind of like they've got kiosks just like in Epcot,
Mhm.
to where they have specialized food and stuff like that, and you can, and it's pretty much eat, drink, and be merry and throw beads. It's kind of the whole process of it, and it's well worth it.
A lot of like barbecues and
It's gaining popularity.
Stuff
I
like
wouldn't
that,
say it's
yeah.
like Halloween Horror Nights level,
Never
but
been.
but it's gonna, yeah, you'll enjoy that.
I
as
don't
well.
like Halloween. I don't like scary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm a chicken.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'll go
either,
during the
but
day,
I do
but-
want to experience it once.
You try to scare me. Like hopefully you're not in my bubble because you're gonna get hit.
Well, you know,
I just don't. I don't like it.
funny you should mention
Don't
that.
touch
Yeah.
me. Don't. Mm-mm.
Have you heard about the Halloween Horror Night Bill story
No.
and why he's not allowed back to Halloween Horror Nights?
I am
Oh, you
I
got
am
banned.
permanently banned from
Nice.
Halloween Horror Night. This situation happened like 20 years ago, and I'm still not allowed back.
Mhm.
So I guess they got me on the blacklist. Right? Quick story, very quickly, because otherwise this podcast is gonna be like 3 hours. Went to Halloween Horror Nights 9, if I could date myself. We were going through a haunted house, and it got, back then it was the Scream. You remember the Scream, Andy? With the white face and the cape and all that stuff. It was a big deal back then. We come around the corner, we're in a makeshift movie theater, and they got Scream playing on the movie theater or whatever. And we turn the corner, and this guy jumps out. And of course I'm drunk. So I make fun of him.
Oh, boy.
Like, ooh, you're scary. Jumps in front of me, chest bumps me. Says, I'm trying to effing scare you.
And they're not allowed to touch you.
Fight or flight kicks in, brother, right? I landed a haymaker like you'd never land a haymaker before in your life. Pow! And it was on. Here's the one thing I underestimated. The guy was double my size. He was like one of these musclehead dudes. Threw me around the theater like a
Meatball.
rag doll.
Mhm.
Okay, so
And Bill's not small. Like he's 6'1" and built.
so he throws me across the theater. I come back at him like a honey badger, and we're going at each other. This goes on for like 10 minutes. The lights come on, and all I see is yellow jackets everywhere, because back then security wore yellow. They dragged us out, and I had Orange County Sheriff escort me out of the park.
I'm surprised you're allowed back in. Period.
Well, I wasn't for a couple of years, but then they allowed me back. I got a letter from them saying I'm allowed back into the parks, but I'll never be allowed to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah. See that? Whatever.
You don't chest you don't chest a veteran and expect them to back down. Like that's it's on. Oh, it's go time, motherfucker. Let's go. Sorry.
Broke his own rule.
I don't know where that came from. Okay.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
All right. Universal announced Japan Nintendo grand opening postponed due to coronavirus concerns. No new ETA.
Right, so they put all this money. This is that big park out there that they put like
It was
$30
supposed
billion
to
in.
open- February 4th was supposed to be the grand opening
They
of
pushed
this.
it back, they pushed it back, they pushed it back, and now with Corona, pushing it back even more.
You would think. I mean, granted, I understand why like people couldn't work back then, but like when nobody was in these parks was probably the best time for them to get all this stuff done. Like I understand why they couldn't, but
Yeah.
you know, I think Epcot would have been done by now had they just kept.
Kept
Going.
on
There's nobody there.
Right.
Get
I
at
mean,
it.
there has to be a level of common sense, right? You have a window of opportunity. Just get it done.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's
You
people.
know?
These people need jobs. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But we didn't know how bad Corona was going to be either, though, right? So, I mean,
Oh.
all right, what else you got?
Okay, back here in Orlando, the Return of the Mummy has reopened from refurbishment.
Yay.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't-
wasn't down very long.
I didn't know that it was being
No.
refurbished.
Yep.
Yeah, they were just doing like minor stuff.
I don't know. I don't ride it. I can't ride any of their rides.
Try to keep up.
I
Jeez.
know. Sorry. All right.
Yeah, things go down, temporarily to, upgrade and, stuff
Right.
like that.
We're going to get you caught up,
Nothing major.
Tamiko.
Yeah.
We're going to get you caught up on all this stuff.
Okay, the Velocicoaster testing has begun with shoulder lights on. The shoulder lights.
Now, the shoulder lights are, if you've ever seen the actual car, they have the lap bar, but then above you, they have two lights, and they call them shoulder lights, right?
And what do
So
they do?
They light up the track so you
Oh.
can see.
I
'Cause
don't know. I'll never go on it, so
I don't think I could ever go on it, but
I
it looks
couldn't. It would-
badass.
Mm-mm.
Like if you're into roller coasters,
I love roller coasters. But
This-
I
This
can't
is
ride
going
them.
to be their brand new,
The-
new one, and it's
this
gonna be pretty
Velocicoaster is going to be
badass.
the single most amazing roller coaster in Central Florida,
Hmm.
far and away. Like Busch Gardens does it right? You remember all those old school Busch Garden roller coasters, and you were just like, yeah, Velocicoaster is going to blow all those guys away. So,
It's a big statement.
well, they're talking like 4G turns, like
Yeah, you'll-
crazy.
You'll have to let me know how it was.
Yeah, there you go. Andy's
Yeah.
going to be our test
I'll
subject.
go on with
test
it.
dummy.
I'll go on it with you, Andy.
Yeah, my kids would totally go on it, but with blood pressure, I can't.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, a blue Raptor being delivered and unwrapped for the ride.
Yeah. So now they have all these like little raptors that are around the track, but that one raptor, like you go into that raptor experience that's there.
The meet and greet is, her name is Blue.
Yeah, it's right across
Yeah.
from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when Blue Raptor shows up, the raptor is named Blue. All the fanatics are losing their minds because Blue is now part of the. They knew it was coming, just got delivered. Whatever.
Yay, Blue. Still have to meet the Velociraptor. I met the baby Velociraptor.
Nobody cares about Blue.
You just got
Seriously.
a big.
I know.
She gets them often.
He really does.
Oh, thank you. Okay, huge offer for Florida residents and annual pass holders at Universal's Cabana Bay.
Have you been there?
Cabana Bay,
Yeah.
like the hotel?
Yes.
No. I mean, we've been to what is it, Volcano Bay? We've
It's
never
right
actually been
across
to
the street. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. We've never actually been to the hotel.
It's got a 50, 60 Cuban vibe.
Is that the one with like the?
The old cars and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say they're all named
Mhm.
after like
Yes.
Mhm.
Cadillacs or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're trying to do that whole 50s Cuban hotel vibe. It
Hmm.
works if you're into that. I'm not into that. There's only one Universal hotel that even matters.
What's that one?
Sapphire Falls.
Oh, see, we stayed
And
at.
it's been closed, and he's very sad because
We
it's
were never
still not
there.
going to be opening anytime
Amazing.
soon.
We went to what was it, Portofino?
Yeah, Portofino's very
that
cool.
was really really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
they do a
nice.
good job at Portofino.
Except they don't have laundry there. You have to go across the street to Hard
Yeah,
Rock.
What is that?
Isn't that stupid? Trust me, they don't. He had to go do laundry. He had to take the car and go across the street and do laundry at. He's like, this one's a cool hotel. You need to stay here.
Yeah,
next time."
Hard Rock is real nice, bro. If you get a chance,
Yeah.
to stay at Hard Rock, do it because it's
Little staycation. I'm down
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
No kids.
absolutely.
absolutely. Why not?
And if you're into the whole tiki thing, which I am,
Royal
Clearly.
Pacific.
Royal Pacific is amazing.
Hmm.
It's expensive, but it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go for like, I mean, at least for us, like, obviously we live here, so we're not gonna stay for very long. But even if it's an overnight thing, just
Yeah,
check it out.
Exactly.
Right.
Just chill. Like we're 15 minutes from the house, so what?
Right. Forgot something? I'll be right back.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what kind of deal is this?
For the annual pass holders,
Well, in general.
Florida residents get a free upgrade at Cabana Bay if they book by February 5th, 2021, and travel by March 4th.
So we have a Florida resident deal, but then we also have an annual pass deal, right?
Yeah, annual pass holders get the same upgrade if they book by February 5th, 2021, and travel by March 27th, 2021.
There you go.
Hmm.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a Florida resident, take advantage of this. If you've ever been to Cabana Bay, it's worth it. They're trying to get people in there, right? So,
I've never stayed there.
like, once Sapphire Falls,
Yeah,
When-
you were like, forget it.
yeah,
I'm done.
I'm like, we're done.
Yeah, Sapphire and Aventura are the two that are closed, and then one of the Endless Summer.
Yeah. But Endless Summer's open. But what about Cabana Bay? No.
What is
sorry.
Endless Summer?
Endless Summer is a brand new resort that Universal has.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's
you're
the
talking
it's the lower price ones,
Mhm.
Their value
value hotels.
house.
Hmm.
So. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tomiko with your Universal News. Thank you, dear.
Welcome.
Thanks.
It is very cool to have you on this podcast. I just want you to know.
I appreciate that.
And we wanted to give a shout out to their son,
Matthew.
Matthew. It's his birthday today.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. Happy birthday, Matthew.
we wanted to thank him for letting his mom and dad come and spend time with us tonight.
Yeah.
He would be sitting. He's probably doing the same thing he'd be doing if I was home. He's sitting in his room on the computer playing games with his friends. That's what he's doing.
There you go.
But he's 17, big 1-7.
Yeah.
Big 1-7. Wow. So is he the oldest out of the group?
Nope,
Wow.
nope.
Okay.
Kyle is my oldest, and he's 23. How old am I? 23.
Why is he like the factoid dude?
Because
Like
I
he
can't remember.
remembers.
I didn't even remember about the rhino.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So,
All right. Fair enough.
Mommy brain.
Fair enough.
yeah, tell me about it.
So let's bring in the lovely Tanya now.
Oh, I got lovely.
I know, I didn't get lovely.
today.
Wow.
You
Awkward.
should hear the intro I usually get. So.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
With your Disney news.
All right. So this past Monday, construction walls came down around the Ratatouille expansion area.
About time.
We were there.
Yeah. If you aren't already aware of what is going on, here it is in a nutshell. The France Pavilion in Epcot has undergone an expansion. This expansion is to include Remy's Ratatouille Adventure Ride, a new table restaurant, La Crêperie de Paris, and a quick service window, Crepes M. Porter, the required merchandise stand, restrooms, and a stroller parking.
So is the ride open yet? The ride's not
No.
open yet, right?
No.
Just
no.
the fences are down.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
the
it only goes so far.
Yeah, the only area
Uh.
currently open is the restrooms, and that's because the restrooms over at Morocco closed
Yeah.
for refurbishment. So they opened the restrooms at France to be able
It'll be
to-
interesting to see how Morocco goes forward because Disney has taken over Morocco. So now it's not sponsored by the country anymore.
Well, when we went to Epcot last month, and
Yeah, a lot of it is closed.
we walked through like that spot in the back. Yeah.
yes,
So
that
we went.
spot.
Yeah. So we went past that, and then we walked into like the little. Was it like a market? It looks like a
Mhm.
little, but I've never even noticed it before
Oh, really?
because there's so many
That's
people
one
in
of
there.
my area. I
But it
love
was
walking through
completely
there.
empty. We were the only people in there. We were looking all over the place.
Yeah, those
And-
shops are really neat to walk through and everything, but everything is currently closed.
Yep.
So
Just as long as they keep the bar open. That's all I care about.
it is. I
Okay,
think.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah,
Getting
before
off
we
topic
get,
here.
I know
Yeah.
we always do.
Like we
Nothing
start
new
here
there.
and then we wind up like over
These
there.
little tangents. Construction wall is still in place further back, and it blocks the main walkway to the ride and the restaurant. So
There was a ride in Morocco.
no, this is
Oh.
back in France. The
We're still talking
expansion.
about that. Got it. Sorry.
Threw you off with the Morocco
Yeah,
thing.
I
We
was
got
like,
it.
Wait, okay.
Way to go, Bill.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gotcha. Back
Sorry.
in France.
I'm distracted by wall.
Yeah.
Disney has not made any announcement as to when the rest will open, but there is a banner that says 2021. Speculation is said to be as early as March/April for spring break crowds to holding off until the fall. But at this point, there is no official word from Disney as to when it will be opening.
You know, it looks like these parks are talking about spring break as being like the turning point for the parks because I remember reading something that Universal said that their spring break period, they're planning on it lasting like weeks.
Hmm.
And all of the employees that usually get the free passes, like they're not getting anything
Right.
because they're anticipating these parks being absolute mayhem. So from what I understand, and this could change, but from what I understand, spring break is the turning point.
Can you?
Hope.
Well, because I know that you can. We looked last night to see what parks were available, and I mean, for when is our spring break? Is it March or April?
I have no
I
idea
think
when
most
Orange County
most of them are in
is.
March, but I'm wondering, how fast those will fill up.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to
Get your reservation.
kind of
now.
wait and see.
Although
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
really think I want to be there during spring break.
It's going to be very busy.
There's gonna be a lot of
I still
kids.
don't think it's going to be as
Lots.
busy as it was during the holidays. Let's see what else we have here. Also recently released was the ending of Disney's Magical Express starting in 2022.
Hashtag triggered.
Oh my gosh, the backlash that.
Did you see some of the stuff that
Why?
was on Facebook about that?
Yeah, and and I get it. I get it. As being a parent with 3 kids,
Mm-hmm.
had that been something that I was accustomed to, and then all of a sudden they take it away, and and they're like, oh, well, then you can take the train and it'll drop you off at Disney Springs. But if you have kids, that sucks. Like,
Yeah, and that train
that's a
also
fair-
does not come into play because everybody's like, oh, it's going to be up and running 2022. No, the Disney Springs station or wherever it's going to be near Disney Springs, one, has not even begun construction. And if you actually read their plans and everything, that station isn't meant to be opening until the end of 2023.
well, I hope the people that are doing I-4 aren't the ones that are going to be doing.
Oh God, yes.
Right?
My God.
Oh my
My
gosh.
Lord, like I swear, we came on vacation here back in 2011, and it's still. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah, it was
Right,
supposed
exactly.
to be done this year. Now it's, I think, pushed back to next year.
The
I don't
I-4
know.
expansion
It's
project.
what a nightmare. Sorry.
You're 100% dead on. The whole thing about the Magical Express thing is I understand that it was a luxury. I understand that it helped people because they could drop off their luggage, not have to worry about it. And then when they checked into their hotels, their luggage was in the room, right?
Right.
And that was something Disney did as a courtesy for dropping $10,000 on a vacation, right?
Right.
Right.
And that
So-
was in connection with Mears. So Disney had a contract with Mears, and Disney obviously paid Mears. And so it was part of what you paid for your vacation. It was just mixed in with all of your other, fees and everything else. So while this obviously has been a major controversial decision to Walt Disney guests who have grown accustomed to the service, this date actually coincides with the expiration of the current contract between Disney and Mears. So, obviously, behind the scenes, probably what has been going on is Disney and Mears cannot come to a conclusion or, being able to come up with a new contract that they're both happy with. Because let's face it, Mears has made some questionable business decisions in the past, so they're not really all that reputable. But
Well, they've been around for a long time, but
they have.
that
yes.
doesn't necessarily mean they've been doing it
Right.
for a
Correct.
long time.
I just think the thing that stings for the people that are so used to it is that they're just taking it away. They're not offering something very similar. It's
Right.
You're
you know,
on
and
your
I
own,
think, yeah,
right?
yeah. Basically, your SOL. Here's Disney Springs.
Mhm.
See you later. I just don't think that people are going to want to stay on Disney property anymore. I think all of the hotels right off property are going to all of a sudden see a boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
great point.
Mears did make the statement that while we are disappointed Disney will no longer offer this service, we intend to continue offering transportation services between the airport and all area theme parks and hotels. So
Okay.
they will still be continuing, their end, but it's
Like
just
I
not
see
gonna
both
be,
sides, right?
being able
So
to
like
get
if
your
you had
luggage.
if you had a family and you relied on that as one of those things that helped you tremendously, I can understand why you're a little tweaked. I can't understand the overreaction that you see on social media about it.
I think because a lot of people think as soon as they get off the plane, their vacation starts.
Right.
then
Now
and
they
there.
don't have to worry
They
about
don't
their
have-
luggage.
Yeah, they can just go
don't-
straight to a park, or they can go
Mhm.
straight. Well, I guess you can't really go straight to anywhere right now because whatever. But if you want to go to Disney Springs, if you want to go out to dinner somewhere, I don't know.
Mhm.
You didn't have to worry about your luggage. Where now, you got to go to the hotel, you got to check in, you got to do all that rigmarole, and then
Yeah.
But wouldn't you have to do that if you went anywhere else in the country?
yes,
Correct.
But if that's what you're used to, it is a big deal.
Right.
If it's something that you are, every single time you go to Disney, you're going to get that service. All of a sudden you're like, sorry, figure it out on your own.
Yeah,
That's where I think
I get it.
people, that's why they're overreacting.
Yeah. Now, with the statement that Disney had made about them, ending the Magical Express and everything, it did not sound like they had anything that they were going to be backing it up with. However, with all this backlash, we may see something down the road, come about. But at this point, there is nothing that
I
is
guarantee
in
you
play
they're
at the
gonna,
moment.
even if it's something, where they can make some money off of it, because let's be real.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, no. I mean, take my money. I want an annual pass.
Kens and Karens, unite. My God.
All right. And this past weekend, Saturday, January 16th, Gideon's Bakehouse at Disney Springs.
You been to this place yet?
No.
Oh my gosh. They had their grand opening. Okay. So they had a soft opening. They opened December 23rd. They were open for about 10 days. So January, I think they were open to like January 2nd. And then they shut down to kind of reevaluate some things in the back of the house.
Right.
And prepare for their grand opening.
Talking about, are you about to bring up how long that line was?
Yes.
Gosh, I would not.
So people that were checking in for the virtual queue line was up to an 11-hour wait. So basically what people were doing was
not
they
doing
went
it.
over
I'll go
Disney
home and make
Springs
some-
first things in the morning. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
This is what people
Go
were
home,
doing.
take a nap.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Oh,
one
is that
in
right?
Disneyland,
Yeah,
because there's no wait
the
over
first
there.
one is
Now, if you don't know, this is not the first location in Orlando. There's another one down
it's the East
side, right?
Market.
Southwest Orlando. There's another one somewhere in Orlando. And a lot of people,
East Market
look that
in
up.
Orlando.
and Andy's going to look that up for us. But a lot of people went to that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is what Andy
Well,
is
that was
saying.
the original one, opened in 2016. And if you haven't heard about these cookies, so they're almost half a pound each. the
I swear Disney's trying to kill us.
And they take between the cakes and the cookies, they all take over 24 hours to make.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all made from scratch. And let me
You
tell
know
you,
why? You know why they're so big? So they could charge a ridiculous amount of money for. How much are those cookies?
they're $6 each,
Okay, I guess.
which isn't that bad.
It's not that bad, but it's
and you're
still a
limited
lot.
to 6. You can't buy any more than 6.
Why the heck would you want more than 6?
Exactly.
Okay. Thanks, brother. It's over by Winter Park.
Yeah.
So in Winter Park, there's a
Yeah,
shop there.
they were saying, it was on social media, that come here, there's no wait.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Right.
we have the same stuff.
But
So
it's Disney, so everybody's trying to get.
Well, what they were doing is they were offering a bunch of perks. So the first 1,000 transactions on that day were getting a free limited edition print, which I actually really wanted to go down and get, but I wasn't
It'll
about to
probably
wait that
end
long.
up in the outlets,
Exactly.
which have a wait as well.
They had
Yeah, we were going to talk about that, but
They had some cookies.
We're gonna move
on. Like especially for the grand opening, they had cakes specifically.
Did they have a Christmas cookie?
They did for the holidays,
yeah.
not for the reopening. But
Right, well,
and they have a
it's not
secret
Christmas
menu
anymore.
as well
Right.
that you have to say a certain code word, and then
Yes.
you can get the cookie.
What's the code word?
I have no idea. You
so
got to
you
look it
have
up.
to follow them on Instagram or Facebook, and they'll post it on there. And it's not all the time.
Are you checking it out?
And
Andy's checking it out for
so
us.
you get that phrase or word, and you have to go into the location, and you have to tell them the phrase because it's not something that is published.
And I wonder
in
if
the
they change
store.
it.
Yeah, they do.
Yes,
Oh,
They
yeah.
do.
They do.
Don't
Mhm.
bother.
So-
Don't bother looking it up. We're not
But-
going there anytime soon.
I have successfully purged social media out of my life, so I'm going to have to let her do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm following them, and so like one of the cake flavors that they had was like key lime cake, and oh my gosh, I so wanted it, but because we had the red velvet cake,
I don't like key lime. I know that's like a horrible thing to say when you live in Florida.
You're a
but
Floridian now.
everybody.
I have
You-
never been a key lime fan at all.
You got to go to Key West and have at least one.
No.
Awesome.
She really doesn't have to.
Well,
I have
okay,
this thing- I
fair.
have this thing with citrus. Like I can't eat pineapple, so I've never had a Dole Whip.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That
and-
explains it. Yep. Yeah, you would
Yeah.
not enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's
If
bitter.
you
It's
went down,
sour, isn't it?
it's
Tart.
a little tart.
Tart more
I guess is the word you're looking for. But I will tell you, though, if you're not digging citrus, stay away from it.
Yeah.
It's not
So
gonna
if
happen.
you do get to Disney Springs, make sure you go and check out Gideon's because the interior is just cool in itself.
Mhm.
Kind of a cross between Haunted Mansion and Harry Potter.
Yeah, I've seen.
It's
pictures
really
inside.
kind of cool. Yeah. So,
Yeah, very cool.
but yeah, and the cookies and everything are amazing.
Do you have a favorite?
Not yet. I've only had one.
Oh,
I had one of their Christmas ones, and it was a chocolate mint one.
that sounds good.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And Bill had the chocolate chip cookie one, which was their original.
It was
Reading-
very, very good. And I'll say this, it tasted more like chocolate chip cookie dough
which is
than a chocolate
exactly
chip
what
cookie.
the owner was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, it tastes like the
Yeah.
dough. It doesn't taste like an actual cookie.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I can get down with that.
Yeah,
Okay,
because the
yeah.
cookie that
was
I
very good.
had, because
Oh, they should make like a
was-
brownie one.
They do,
Their
though.
triple
they?
chocolate one actually is more of like 5 different chocolates, and one of the chocolates is like a chocolate ganache. So that triple
like
chocolate
a salted
cookie,
caramel chocolate.
yeah, is more
need to, like,
like
have
a
a make your own
brownie.
cookie.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's
Go
next
on.
level. It's next level.
basically one cookie lasted me 4 days because I cut it in half and cut it in quarters, and I had a quarter each day.
Absolutely huge. I mean, the thing is
yeah.
just like a brick.
Yeah, so very, very tasty. Very, very good. I was not
All
about to
right.
go down and wait 11 hours, though.
Yeah,
but
no. I don't know if it's
Shame
worth
on
that.
me, but
No, I don't think it's been. I wonder if the waits have been that crazy since.
probably not. When they were doing the soft opening, I think the longest at that point was like 3 hours.
And what they
That's
do
still
is,
And
too
even
long.
then, it
But it's
wasn't that
virtual, right?
bad.
So you can walk
yeah,
around.
you
exactly.
give them your telephone number, they'll text you, and then you.
But 11 hours, I could not spend 11 hours
No.
in Disney Springs. I would
Well,
No,
no,
not
what
worth it.
people were doing was they checked in and then they went to theme parks, they went home,
Smart.
they went to other places.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
somewhere I don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Got it.
And last but not least, over at Epcot, the Festival of the Arts is in full swing and going on till February 22nd. So much going on with this festival. This is one of my personal favorites. I mean, there's just so much art. And so you've got chocolate art on the sidewalks. There's a mural that you can help paint, live art that you can take pictures in, meet some of your favorite artists, Figment's Brush with the Masters returns, chalk side kicks to find in the countries, food and drink kiosks, and of course, lots and lots of art from some of your favorite Disney artists.
So if you had to rank them, in order now,
Festivals.
festivals. Now, I don't think
I've been to them all.
you've been to them all.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're included in this. Give me the top 3 as your
Now, are
favorite,
we-
second favorite, and third favorite.
Okay, so we're just counting Festival of the Arts, Flower and Garden, and Food and Wine.
Correct.
And the Festival of the Holidays.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's
Okay, we'll do 4. Go ahead.
Well, because Festival of the Holidays is my favorite.
Okay.
I mean,
Noted.
Christmas, yeah. And then I would say Flower and Garden, and then I liked Festival of the Arts. Food and Wine is not really my thing.
You're not feeling food and wine?
I mean, it's all right, but I out of all the other ones, I mean, I'm not a wine fan. I'm definitely a foodie, but I can get all that stuff at
Yeah.
all the other festivals. So
Okay, Tanya.
I would definitely have to say Festival of the Holidays, and then Festival of the Arts, Food and Wine, and then Flower and Garden.
Interesting.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love, seeing all the flowers and everything like that, but they need to start changing up some of their topiaries
Mhm.
because you see the same ones year after
Over
year
and
after
over
exactly.
and over.
So
Yeah.
they do come out with, a few new ones each year, but
well, you also got to keep in mind, like, mine is based on, I mean, I just went to the Festival of the Holidays, Festival of the Arts. That was the first time I ever went. I've been to the Festival of the Holidays twice, Food and Wine once, and Flower and Garden once. So, I mean, based off of, first experiences, that's how I would have ranked them.
Yeah, I get it.
And it's funny, the Festival of the Arts, this is the 5th year of the Festival of the Arts. And I remember going to the inaugural one where it was a week long. So it's really come a long way
Yeah, it's
over the
taken off.
last 5 years because now it's, roughly.
I think when they started doing these festivals, I really love all the festivals, truth be told. I think it puts Epcot at a whole different level.
Right.
When all these festivals first started going, the Food and Wine Festival was untouchable. Absolutely untouchable. The problem with that is that every festival has these kiosks.
Yes. Right.
So now the Food and Wine Festival is watered down because it's not as big and bold and beautiful as it once was. Had they not introduced these kiosks throughout the other festivals, I think Food and Wine would be my number one because I love Food and Wine Festival, but it's dropped down on the list. As you know, that I am not a huge Christmas guy, so
He's a Grinch.
so I would honestly say that I agree with you with the flower and garden show, and
Don't get me wrong; it's beautiful to go and see, everything.
I do like
all
the
colors and
the
stuff.
art stuff. So if I had to rank them, I would have to say Food and Wine is still number one for me. The art is number 2, garden is number 3, and the holidays is number 4.
And I think what
Such
I liked
a
about
Scrooge.
what I like about Festival of the Holidays is the cookie crawl. Now I know
Good
right
point.
now they're doing it's kind of similar, like you go to all different places. But did
Yeah.
you see what was on those? Like I'm not eating some
Yeah,
ratatouille.
there
No,
was
Some of that
some
stuff is a
on
little
there.
touch and go,
Yeah.
man.
It's like
Like,
some
who created
passion
this stuff?
fruit, weird looking thing. It's like goo, and I don't want it.
Yeah,
Yeah, some
Yeah.
lady's like, she was
It's
eating, and I was
actually
like, is that good? She's like, oh, it's amazing. I'm like, yeah,
yeah, not so much.
I'm gonna pass.
Not so much. Speaking of passing, we will not be doing an Ask Indy, so we are going to roll right into random topic. And because we are a little unorthodox in this podcast this week,
Us unorthodox? No.
yeah. So I am not going to do my typical random topic. I am going to hand it over to the lovely Tanya. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your random topic.
Random topic.
All right. So this week we're going to kind of keep it nice and low key and casual and fun. So nothing serious, nothing heavy.
Uh-oh.
Don't even.
It doesn't mean it's gonna stay that way.
I got another beer in here if you
should.
want
Try
one,
it.
brother.
It should.
You good?
So what we're
I
going
was
to
going
be
to say,
talking
this might take a while.
don't
You
know
want to
what
crack
we're gonna
another
be
beer?
talking
You guys want another beer? You
I'm
good?
going into this blind, so I have no idea what we're about to
Go
talk
ahead.
about.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what we're going to be talking about, and I had gotten this cue from another Disney post that I had seen a couple of weeks ago, is what is one of the funniest things that has ever happened to you at Walt Disney World?
I have one. When I was younger, I came down. I think it was actually the first time I was ever at Disney with my dad, and I was doing that. When you put your finger out and you sing like a princess. And as I did, a bird landed on my hand. I mean, I kind of freaked out.
Oh my gosh!
I kinda freaked out
way.
But I was like, Dad, I'm a princess. Dad, I'm a princess. And he was like,
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
and then I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna get off me. Because, yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
that is so cool.
But I don't know if it's funny, but it was just one of those, kind of.
One of those Snow White moments.
definitely-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is very cool.
Bill, how about you? What would you share?
So Tanya and I, a couple years ago, was heavily involved in Run Disney. The marathons, the half marathons, 5Ks, whatever. We were doing a Disney Princess
Yep, it was the Princess Half Marathon.
half marathon. And what's good about these half marathons is it's not like start, go, like you're not full throttle the whole way. Like you can walk and you can stop and take pictures of
Disney
characters. And
Disneyfies their half
Yeah,
marathons.
so
It's
it's-
really any of their races.
if you finish, you finish.
So they've got
you know, that kind of
characters
stuff,
along the
right?
way for you to get pictures taken with. They've got DJs and they've got stuff going on.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's very cool. And if you guys can get it, even if you walk it, it's such an
You
experience.
think I'm going to be running?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, okay,
You know,
fair enough.
coming.
But so they have these little side things that you run past, like they have these little scenes, and the actors are acting, and then there's characters, and you could stop, and you could watch, and you could do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so it really all depends. There's a lot of things pulling your attention away, right? So we come ripping around the corner, and here is a full-blown wedding going on.
So they have the bride, the groom,
bride,
and
the
there's a few
groom.
people standing there as the
They have the
attendants.
groomsmen, they have the bridesmaids, they have people in attendance, like it's a full blown on wedding, right? Huh? No, they weren't running. We were running
No,
past
we were
it.
running past it. It was just something
Right.
for us to be entertained.
So of
Because
course,
the bride and groom have microphones on, and they were making comments and being funny, and
so they
that
were
kind of
talking
thing.
to the runners as they were going by, cheering them on, stuff like that. So it was like a wedding thing, but they were cheering on the runners, right? So it was just like an entertainment thing. So I come ripping around the corner, and far be it for me
Not to comment.
not to
course.
comment. Of course, I'm going to say something, Mr. Opinionated, right?
Mhm.
So I rip around the corner and I yell out, "Don't do it!
Of course, I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
It's not worth it. Don't do it. Run with us. Run with us." And I turn her and I start laughing. Everybody starts laughing.
Yeah, all the runners around us are cracking up.
I turn around and the bridesmaid has her dress hiked up
Oh,
and
she's
in a
about to run after
full
you.
sprint after me. And
Like,
so
back to the groom. It was
and the last thing you hear as we run out away from the area is the groom going, "I'm just going to need a minute." It was so awesome. I was like, "Oh my God, that was amazing."
yeah.
And it was to the point where like the
Were
actors,
they already married at this point?
No, it
No,
was
no.
completely fake.
yeah, they were just,
Yeah, they were just actors.
okay, I thought it was an actual wedding.
no, it wasn't an actor. No, it wasn't a real wedding. It
Okay.
was just actors,
Okay.
I got
you.
because they were
playing
like
along
cheering
and-
on, the runners and
Uh-huh.
all this other stuff. So it was make believe. It wasn't,
okay.
it wasn't real.
I missed that part.
So, I said what I said, and then their reaction was just hilarious, and it was just everybody around us was cracking up. It was awesome.
It was good time. Some of my favorites was also like the army men. So they would place the army men on one of the ramps on one of the
The characters
on the
that dress up like the
highways
Green Army men back in the
Toy
day.
Story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they would have like the toy soldiers, and they would be running with you, and especially like people that really slow down to go up the hill, and they're like getting in your face, like
Screaming at you?
yeah,
Total drill sergeant,
like
bro.
total drill sergeant. Let's go, and just so I'm actually going to read some of the stories that were on this site because oh my gosh, they were hysterical.
Right. When you read some of these things that are on this website, it's
Yeah, and obviously I'm not going to say any
Is it on
names.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Because I answered on one of those. I
did
don't remember
you?
which
Okay.
it was, but
Go ahead,
I
read them
didn't see
through
your
real
name
quick.
on there, but there
Okay.
was like over 1,000 people that commented. So.
Oh, Lord.
So some of these were, one was many years ago when my children were small, we were in Epcot. They had a character bus that drove around and the characters got off and did a little show and then signed autographs. I remember all of this, but I'm dating myself because this was back when Epcot was
Hashtag
still
old.
newer. My daughter waited for her autograph from White Rabbit, but when he handed back the autograph book, he handed it to me and pointed to his page. Instead of an autograph, he had written help. I didn't understand until I realized there was no handler and he was surrounded by guests and couldn't get back to the bus. So I did my best to get us through the crowd and get him back on the bus. The next night, we were at a character meal and we got a special dessert delivered to the table and was told that the White Rabbit sends his regards and thanks.
oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
How cool is that?
Let's see. We also have here our daughter Ariel was 3.5 on our first trip and was very excited to meet Ariel. When it was her turn, she ran right up to her and complimented Ariel by saying, "Nice shells."
Epic.
Yeah. Bless Ariel's heart that she kept it together. I can't say the same for us or the PhotoPass cast member.
Hey, that kid was totally innocent and didn't realize what she was saying. It was like everybody else
Right.
had
Yeah,
a jacked up mind.
absolutely.
Right.
There was another one that said, "My son wanted Chewbacca to be his new daddy and wouldn't leave him." I was like, "Oh." So my son always loved watching the trains over by Germany. After taking him to the nearby restroom, we saw that a cast member was working on them, so we stopped and watched. She invited my son in to help. To a 5-year-old, it was a dream come true. My husband had sat down on the bench by the water waiting for us to come out of the restroom and closed his eyes for a minute and ended up falling asleep. I was trying to get his attention so he could snap some pictures of our son working on the trains with the cast member, but he was out. Right at that time, the 7 dwarfs came by, saw my husband taking a cat nap, and sat on the bench with him. He finally woke up. It was only a few minutes, and we all got a good laugh as they were all making fun of him. Can you imagine waking up and having
Like,
the
where
7
am I?
dwarfs?
7
Like,
dwarfs. My God.
like, that would be so awesome. My son yelled, "Long live the rebellion," at Darth Vader after a meet and greet, and Darth Vader chased him. My son, a teenager, was legitimately terrified for a moment and took off at a run.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine having Darth Vader like running after you? That would be epic.
Yeah, not so much. Not so
No,
much.
I wouldn't.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
So we had gone to Cinderella's royal table for
Yes.
dinner.
Mhm.
What was he doing? I don't remember exactly what he was doing, but my son was, I don't know if he was mocking Snow White or if he was singing something to her. He was just being rude.
Oh, no.
And Snow White told him off.
What?
Yeah. I was like, oh, damn, you just got told off by Snow White. And Matthew was like, oh. So, I mean, we still talk about it to this day. I don't remember exactly what she said to him, but
That's awesome.
it was so funny. I was like,
I would have loved to seen Snow White tear somebody down.
no. Oh, but, and then she kept giving him dirty looks when we were taking pictures. It was great. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awkward.
because they really, play along.
Oh yeah,
with
because Snow White
everything.
is
It's
a
awesome.
yeah, she's a Spitfire. So
Yes,
it was-
indeed.
Mhm.
Indeed.
So that's awesome.
it was great. I'm so glad that she did it.
Little humble pie there.
Yeah, a little bit. See, there was another one that said, on a trip when our son was about 4, we were on Jungle Cruise, and when we got to the end, the boats were all backed up, and the skipper was trying to keep stalling. He asked if anyone had any questions, and our son popped his hand up. He proceeded to ask, why did the chicken cross the road? The skipper laughed and replied he didn't know, and our son said, to get to the other side. The whole boat cracked up. The skipper continued stalling, asking where everyone was from, and we still weren't moving, and he said, I'm out. Joke boy, got any more jokes for us? Our son said yes, and I was expecting him to tell the same joke as that was what he often did, but instead he said, why don't you tell jokes when you ice skate? What happened the rest of it?
Oh
no.
man,
I
yeah.
know, right?
You have that button?
That's the only button that's going to be pushed right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We're going to end Tanya right now before she falls into the pit of flames. So thank you, Tanya, for a abrupt end to Random Topic. What in God's name was that?
Oh my lord.
The wheels are falling off this podcast so fast, ladies and gentlemen.
We can scratch that one. I've got more.
All right, no, we're out of here. Let's talk about sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, Rockstars and Flowers continues to be such a major sponsor of the podcast. We certainly appreciate their efforts. If you haven't checked it out, listen to the last podcast where we had the co-owner and inventor of Rockstars and Flowers, Clinton Wenz. We did an interview with him. Awesome interview. Talked about how they started, why they do what they do. You know, the company's definitely taken off. So if you guys are into Rockstars and you want a different look for painting, go check them out. Their Facebook page, Rockstars and Flowers. Definitely worth it. And we'll show you guys some paintings. It's amazing. These guys are over the top.
But it's rock stars with flowers in the background.
Yes. And some of the paintings.
Hence the name.
Yeah, go ahead and bring it up and see if you could show them some. I mean, some of these paintings would blow you away. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And also, we talked about the marketplace. Have you guys seen the marketplace at all? Have you been to that?
Yes.
Worldofudn.com. Go to marketplace. It is like the Amazon of stuff, Universal and Disney. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff for sale, but there's also a lot of new items on there. So
Yeah, a ton of new items. You definitely want to go check it out. Go check out the UDN Marketplace Universal Disney Nuts website, which is worldofudn.com/marketplace. And if you are looking for a gift for anybody who is a Universal or Disney fan, this is the place. And we also have discount codes on there so where you can get discounts. office stuff, and we're constantly adding, and we're constantly taking away different sponsors. So
Keeping it fresh.
Keeping it fresh. So you definitely want to make sure that you're on there often to see what the latest and greatest stuff is. And you can also get additional discount codes for when you want to buy some stuff. So go check it out, worldofudn.com/marketplace.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
She's checking out
She's
Rock Stars
checking
and
out Rock
Flowers.
Stars and Flowers.
And these are paintings?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. And they all do it by hand.
Dang.
Pretty cool, huh?
Every single one of them.
This Miley Cyrus one is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
And if you look at the
one.
painting,
Yeah, it looks like Lego. Like it has like the circles on it.
yeah, those are vinyl records.
Oh.
Yeah, so they glue the LPs down, and
yeah.
then they
So it gives the
paint over
painting like a
everything.
3D effect to it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's nice.
Mhm.
They also just got commissioned by the Jimi Hendrix Foundation to do paintings for the foundation.
Yeah, they're doing a one for them to auction off to raise money.
Yep. I'm honored to be sponsored and associated with them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at that painting, that's actually 3D. The painting is on plexiglass in front of the painting. Flowers are on canvas behind the plexiglass. So if you were to see that painting,
Yeah, you could see it.
it's completely 3D.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's next level, man. These guys are unreal. So,
Here you go.
all right, Tomika, we can't thank you enough for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
hope
was
you
a lot
guys
of
had
fun.
fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we'll love to have you on again, So the parks are going to remain busy. I think they've slowed down just a little bit from the holidays. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes,
Now
I've actually been in Universal and Disney for the past couple of weeks.
You were in Universal recently because you
I
went
was.
live,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And how busy was the parks then?
It wasn't terribly busy. I mean, there were people in there, but it wasn't like crazy. It
And you
was
guys went
actually
to
a nice
Disney, right?
balance.
We went to Disney. Actually, we went to Universal like right before Christmas, and we went in. My daughter was starving, so we left. We went to some whatever, and then we went to go back in. They were at capacity, so we just
Oh,
left.
wow. Really?
So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're going home.
Wow.
But then we stopped at Voodoo Donuts and got an apple fritter. Get one.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Apple fritters are highly sponsored by Tomiko.
Oh my god! Have you ever had one from Voodoo Donuts?
Not from
Oh, yeah.
Voodoo, no.
I have.
Oh my!
Yeah,
they're like
it's next level.
they're like this big. They're
Yeah, I've seen
like
them.
a-
I've
it's
just
like a
never had
shoe.
them.
I would
Yeah.
get
crazy.
I would get an annual pass just so I don't have to pay for parking. So I can.
So let's just go after 6 o'clock. You don't pay for parking after 6 o'clock.
Well, nobody told me that. Since when?
Since
See, look at him. He's like, hey.
a long time.
Yeah.
What?
After 6, I think.
Yeah, after 6 o'clock.
No, listen. He's saying
I'm
no.
sorry.
He's
I'm
saying
sorry,
Andy- Andy's saying,
Oh, my
"Shh,
bad.
just be quiet, just be quiet." So
Apparently, your husband knew.
Good to know. Good to know. He didn't know. He didn't know. He's just saying. Great. Now she knows. Now she's
Yeah.
gonna be like, let's go.
But as we apply some common sense to this, as we get further and further away from coronavirus and things start clearing up and vaccines come out and, this whole virus thing goes away, or at least starts to go away, these parks are going to get busier and busier and
Oh,
busier and
absolutely.
busier.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
if you guys are thinking about booking a 2021 vacation, start now.
I know a lot of people
Yeah.
are like rescheduling because they're just too scared. And in all the places that I've been, the parks I feel the safest.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. They've done a phenomenal job with the whole safety aspect of it.
Yep.
They really, really
Yeah, in the
honestly have.
past 2 weeks, I've been to Disney twice and Universal once, and
At no
it
time did you
bothers
feel
me
uncomfortable,
zero.
right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand, so they hold off. But at the end of the day, these parks have done a phenomenal job
They really
of
have.
managing coronavirus. And, you wear your mask, you take your precautions, you keep your social distance,
Mhm.
and you guys are going to be fine. Okay, so folks, if you're in these parks, be safe, have fun. Obviously, wear your mask and just be patient because eventually we're going to get back to normal. You just got to stay strong and stay patient, and we'll talk soon.
You have been listening to the official Universal Disney Nuts podcast. please visit our website at worldofudn.com and join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest updates, news, and events from your favorite theme parks. See you in 2 weeks.